there's one small order of words that I think I'm going to change. It only says beaten in Mark, and it clearly says it's going to be in the synagogues. But that separates being delivered to councils and synagogues and prisons. You're being brought to councils, being brought to synagogues, and being brought into prisons. But when I put beaten in the synagogues, it makes it look like you're delivered up to councils, you're delivered up to synagogues to be beaten. Now, and into prisons just seems totally random. I think what I want to do is grab the and into prisons and put that earlier. Even though it was mentioned after synagogues in Luke, put that before synagogues. That way it still matches with the style of what's being said. You're being delivered to councils, delivered into prisons. I mean, I'm not going to repeat delivered, but just delivered up to councils and into prisons. And then at the end, and in the synagogues you shall be beaten. So obviously you're still going to have to be brought to the synagogues, but the important part is that there's a separation between being delivered places and being beaten in places. So I'll combine where you're delivered to, councils and prisons, and then obviously you're going to be delivered to synagogues, but specifically there is where you're going to be beaten. Let me go back. I know there's a section in Matthew that I was going to combine here with the Olivet Discourse. Here it is. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. Okay. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils. For before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you. So I'm going to have this but beware of men be first. Which means but is all three. But take heed to yourselves. Now from Matthew, beware of men. For before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you and deliver you up. Matthew 10. For they will deliver you up to councils. So this 4 I could say is also Matthew. And they is another Matthew. So it's Matthew 10, 17b, b, and 24:9. Will deliver you up. That actually works, because then deliver is okay, but if I say then will deliver you up, I think will fits here. And that mention in Matthew is off, so I'll separate it by white. Deliver you up. That is both. See, this I am sure Matthew is repeating himself. Deliver you up. So that deliver you is also Matthew 10, 17, B, D to B, E, and AD to AE. Up to, that's also Matthew 10. The councils. The councils. That's also Matthew and they will scourge you in their synagogues. Okay, this is a very good reason to separate delivering to councils and to prisons. A good reason to separate to be beaten is now you're not just beaten, you're scourged. And they will scourge you in their synagogues. I could have the order of Mark, and in the synagogues you shall be beaten, or I could have, and you shall be beaten, and they will scourge you in the synagogues. I'm going to replace the with their from Matthew. Their synagogues. In. So this in is Matthew and Mark. And this synagogues now is also Matthew, so it's gray. So I think I'm going to go with the order from Mark. And in their synagogues. Synagogues mentioned first, then what's going to happen. Beaten and scourged.